Use the Force, Luke.
Sometimes truth isn't good enough.
I feel the need for speed.
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes!
Because it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
All right. It's Wednesday. It's 9 o'clock Eastern. It's time for Wardens to rise. FrostCast episode 65 is upon us. Lady Winter is calling and we shall answer. Let's bring King Z in. Now, you're off next week, so we may as well just get this out of the way right up front. King Z will not be available next week, so I've taken some of the programming that I was saving up for a stream closer to Halloween, and we're advancing it up to kind of today in a little impromptu scary movie discussion, like kind of vibes you want to get for your Halloween fix, things like that, because we just covered Black Phone 2. That was like our big culmination of, I think, this year's spooky season, spooky month. It's going to be Black Phone 2. We're going to talk some box office. We can dig some numbers up there. Curious how that turned out. We're going to talk favorite scary movies, but we also have a mashup of trailer reviews. Hopefully you guys got all three of those, or two of those, because one of them is not allowed, if I got your message correct.
Okay. Just, we wanted to make sure because, I mean, it is on YouTube, so, I mean, it couldn't be that bad, but it could be bad.
All right. Nice. Well, you know, if it's on YouTube for like 5 hours, I mean, if it was going to get struck, wouldn't it have been struck? We're talking about Daredevil season 2. Born Again season 2.
Yep, it's someone recorded the Comic-Con trailer with their phone and put it on YouTube, and there's like 7 different angles of this too on YouTube, so
on shaky cam.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like though that's going to be short-lived on that platform, because didn't something get leaked from like was it Doom's announcement got leaked? No, because they wouldn't have cared about RDJ being out there on stage. Somebody leaked something from Marvel a couple years ago from New York, and I remember it wasn't on YouTube very long. So if this is still up, maybe we can show it. I don't know. What's the worst thing?
Yeah, I think they are slow in releasing it because from what they said, and based on what I watched on another channel, Emergency Awesomeness, they said that they said that they were supposed to announce it on Saturday. They were supposed to release it last Saturday for everyone. So they were going to show it. They had the big announcement, and then it was supposed to be released for everybody.
I say we run it because we're live anyway. We'll take a look, and if they want to take it down, we'll cut it and take it down like we did with the Anaconda situation from 2 weeks ago. Really, guys?
Okay.
Really struck my video over the Anaconda trailer reaction. Really?
Does my Anaconda don't want none?
Apparently didn't want none of them views, I guess. I don't know.
That's right.
I enjoy it. But,
before we dive deep into our stuff today, we have a poll set in our spooky season, and our poll today is, who is your favorite slasher killer? Now, of course, we got all 4 classics. We got Freddy, we got Michael, we got Jason, and then we threw in Ghostface to round it out. So the poll is up. Please take your time and vote and get your voice heard.
Everybody to the voting machines. Here we go. I'm going to cast mine. And, I'm not actually going to give it away right now. We're gonna wait. Discuss at the end, as we do. As you do.
Topic to discuss.
Topic to discuss later, right? Wait, what's your tagline say? Horror man? I just don't know. Oh, that's a bit dour. My favorite, you mean which one cares you the most? Scares me the most. Okay, I was like, cares about me the most? I don't think any of them do. I think
they're killing you with the power of love.
Yeah, just your favorite. Which one do you enjoy watching the best? Is how I interpreted that.
Yeah, it's like your favorite. It's your favorite one.
Your favorite. So yeah, if your favorite one happens to be the one that scares you the most or scares you the most as a kid, you run that in there. That's open for interpretation. Sure, that's one way to go. None of them really did me that way as a kid, so I just think it's the aesthetic. I think that kind of gets me. I'll pick a favorite from that.
So, little story. Yeah, the one that scared me the most wasn't one of these slasher ones. Have you ever seen? Oh, it's not. I just blanked on it. Sylvester Stallone movie.
Okay.
Cobra. And the
Cobra,
bad
hell
guys
yeah,
in
dude,
that
this-
one. Dude,
Yes.
when I was a kid, dude, that
Terrifying.
was freaking me out. I don't know
Yep.
why.
Yep. And Brian Thompson, who plays that nutbag, is reportedly one of the nicest people on the planet, which doesn't work well given he's a profound, prolific character actor and always plays that kind of D-bag. Like he never ran through it that I'm aware of any movies in like the 80s or 90s where he was like the soccer dad or like the softball coach. You know what I mean? Kind of reversing and flipping those things into balance. Nah, he was always that dirtbag in like everything I've ever seen him in. From like Dragonheart, he was in that. To Cobra, to he was in Lionheart with Van Damme. He was the chick's like bodyguard / advisor or whatever. He got kicked in the face at the end. It was pretty good. Yeah, he's kind of a douche. X-Files. He was the original alien bounty hunter.
Mhm.
Always that bad guy. But yeah, that dude. Yeah, the cult killers in that movie were fucking savage, dude. Hell yeah. Terrible movie. Great 80s movie. Terrible movie.
But the poll goes into a much bigger and broader topic that I wanted to talk about is, do slasher films still have a place in modern horror with the sin films kind of going out of style?
What do you mean sin film? I've never heard that expression.
They referred to that as the teen 80s slashers of all the kids that are doing bad stuff.
I got you. Okay, the moral.
Yeah.
Don't do that. To be the virginal babysitter archetype or else. Okay, I got you. That's what I thought.
Yeah, the kids who smoke and drink and fornicate all die.
Mm-hmm. True. All right, so the question before the panel then, and we're the panel. The question before the two of us is, do we think that there's a place in cinema for these anymore?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I don't think anything really ever falls off permanently, especially within horror. I mean, like things like Westerns, they fall off. I think superheroes are in the middle of kind of falling off for a while. It's like, but they're like action. Slashers like action flicks. I mean, do they really fall off permanently? Or do they just kind of dip out for a little while and then kind of reinvent themselves with legacy sequels? That's what I was asking you earlier. You know, like, does something need a reboot or a legacy sequel? Where's the new shit? But I think there's definitely a place for it. Black Phone 1 proved that, I think.
But my take on it is that it really doesn't fall into the horror part of it anymore. It's just pretty much, it will go into the gore horror. It won't actually be like horror where it scares you. It's just like, see how people die at this point. It's like, it doesn't really have that. It doesn't have that conscience, like, oh, I better not do that, or I could die, or you look out in the woods and you're thinking you're seeing someone looking back at you who's trying to kill you. I don't think that's really a plays that much anymore. Hold
on one second. I just want to get paper before it fades out. Paper says the unstoppable serial killer will always have a place in horror cinema. I would tend to agree with that. Continue, King Z, please.
Yeah, I'm just saying it seems like it's fading out. Like the movies, they're not really going for like to scare people. It's going to just gross people out. I can
agree with half of that. I think that currently the most successful example is the Terrifier stuff. None of which I don't think either of us has seen any of the three movies that I'm not particularly interested in. I really don't need to have that burning away in the back of my brain at this point. It's wildly successful because I think it brought something novel back into play with the aesthetic of the character is interesting, undeniably so. Art the Clown is an interesting character to look at. He's intrinsically creepy to look at with the black and white clown gimmick thing he's got going on. So when you add gore on top of that, I think you can entice enough fans to come back. But I think you're probably right as a whole, as a subgenre within horror. Maybe the silent, unstoppable slasher thing, it might be time for them to go away because I feel like nobody's done an interesting take on that in a while. Like this new Strangers trilogy does nothing for me.
Like the original Strangers was a good homage to the slasher, and like they just did it because it was random. Now they're trying to build the universe a little bit bigger, and it just doesn't really make sense.
But see, this is what I mean. Like when I'm talking about putting a new take on it, Black Phone did that. You know, Black Phone 1 did that, where, you know, we went back to, we got a creepy mask, we got abducted kids, there's a bit of a mystery element. It's very character focused on their final boy. Usually it's a final girl. So it did a couple of things different. Black Phone 2, I think, did what a lot of 80s horror flicks tend to do. It tried to expand. We talked about this in our review. It broke on upload, so you guys will have to wait to see that. It expanded on the mythology and took a path down the supernatural road. You know what I mean? So it gives it some breathing room to try some new stuff. But I think the problem is we don't get, I said this 2 weeks ago, Hollywood needs to go back to being coked up to come up with some crazy shit. You know, like we need a Nightmare on Elm Street to have, we need a new Nightmare on Elm Street, not a sequel. Like we need a new thing like that. Dream demons, serial killer, got burned by the angry parents, yada, yada. Like we need a wild concept like that. It just can't be rando dude hacking up suburbia. It needs to have a point. It needs to have an interesting hook to it. I did say, here we go. Someone will come up with a new version to land well, just like Freddy re-energized the slasher genre when Nightmare was released. Exactly. A lot of people don't remember that Freddy was the third of the big three. You know what I'm saying?
And because he was novel at the time, because we even know that Friday the 13th was a complete copy of Hollywood.
Direct.
Like, we're going to take what they did and do the exact same thing. That was literally what the producer said.
Oh, dude, in the room. They were in the room, and they all nod their heads. All right, we can do that shit. So when New Line came around, and oh shit, I'm blanking on his name. The guy that wrote it, Wes Craven, right? When he's trying to get this movie made, I can see exactly the pitch where he's like, yeah, we got those two guys, and they don't talk at all, and they just kind of slow stock. We're gonna do some dream stuff. We're not going to use kitchen knives. That's stupid. I got this idea for a glove. That's sick. We're going to do that. And the appearance is going to be burn victim. Like, wait, what? Burn victim. So he's checking off all these interesting boxes right away that help differentiate Freddy Krueger right from Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees instantly. You know, so even if the movies were stupid, at least you had the iconic look. And I think that's what's playing into Terrifier's current success. And I think they said the next one's the last one for sure, because the guy doing those is a lot like Craven. He wants to do more stuff. Like he's put his mark on these things. He's been successful with them, but he's ready to branch out and do other things within and outside of the genre. But I think Pape is absolutely right. I think we need, I don't know if we need, I think the industry needs, because as we've seen all summer long, horror is paying the bills at the box office, dude. Yeah, where are we at on Black Phone 2? Do we have numbers from the 4 day?
Let's see. Let's pull up the whole.
We'll take a peek at that, because I think, The Conjuring made its bank, Sinners made bank, Weapons did really well. A couple of kid movies did really well earlier in the year, but I figured Black Phone 2 would continue the hot streak.
So Black Phone 2 worldwide made $48 million.
I don't know. That's you said the budget last week was 30 mil, something like that.
30 mil. So it's made its money.
Double for market though. So I don't know if it's maybe it's on its way, depending on how much they market. And I feel like I saw a decent amount of digital ads for this. I don't know. I'll put that on the block as maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Halloween's coming up. Maybe there's a push people to get into the theaters this weekend to see a scary movie. Maybe it enjoys a bit of a resurge in weekend 2, depending on what it's up against. I don't think it's much.
Yeah, Tron Ares came in second with 11 mil, and that was the only two-digit mil numbers again.
So the box office has been in a slump the last 2 weeks. Then I still had a feeling, or I was hoping anyway, that Black Phone 2 might have carried, just because I really enjoyed the first one. Like I said in our review, I like Derrickson and co-pilot C. Robert Cargill. I like they got a good vibe when they work on stuff together. I think they understand tropes of 80s horror cinema, so they're able to infuse that into like current day stuff and put their own visual flair on it. Like you were talking about the visuals in Black Phones 2 of slipping from the real world into the dream, and how it's like a different realm all to its own kind of thing.
Yeah, I think their own look and feel to it.
Get that. Yeah. So I think they get that stuff. But I just to go back to Pape's comment one more time, I'm waiting for that one ridiculous idea, that one savage hook of like the killer whose reason for being is X, and we just haven't seen it quite like that before, And then he's got an interesting look, and he's got an interesting MO, and it can't just be stupid mask, quippy one-liner, or total silence, and then stock suburban family. Stabby, credits roll, creepy sequel setup. I need a little bit more bang for my buck at this point. But I don't want it to be gore like you were saying, though. I think that there's a market for that. Saw proved it. Even Hostel proved that. 20 years ago.
But think about those movies that came out, like Hostel, and there was a few of them that was like that. That was like real life, just weird stuff people were finding. I think Hostel was the best one of those. But
and Hostel also plays into that whole, like one of you said, one of the he says stabby McBoatface. That's funny. Hostel played into, I think, a version of the babysitter story in its own way, where like, the slasher films were about being that virginal archetype babysitter. I think the Hostel and movies like that, like Club Dread is another one that I can think of. Il Turista is another one I can think of, where like the whole fear of you being the stranger in a foreign land on vacation, you disappear and nobody knows where you are. You know what I mean? That's like a legit thing people panic about when they plan vacations sometimes. So I think it tapped into that primal fear the same way something like Pet Sematary taps into a ridiculously primal parental fear. You know, like it's just there. But yeah, I think that there's always going to be the gorehounds out there. They like their candy carnage, and it's just going to be
their chocolate syrup blown back in their face.
Chocolate syrup right there. Black Phone 2 had elements of that. It had elements of a creepy killer story set up. Maybe, and somebody was saying maybe it was a word of mouth thing. I don't remember hearing bad word of mouth early for Black Phone 2, so I don't know why people didn't go to that.
Well, you got to think,
it was highly anticipated.
A lot of people, we have a lot of financial unrest right now. I'm not picking sides or saying anything right now. There's a lot of financial unrest throughout the country. Yep. And people are maybe hoarding their money, and a lot of people already have all these streaming services, and how fast these movies are coming to streaming services. Remember when we were going to the movies all the time, we had to wait months for VHS to come out, or even DVD for it to come on DVD or Blu-ray. We had to wait
4 weeks.
Months. No, you're waiting like 6 to maybe 8 months, sometimes a year. Like LA Story with Steve Martin in it took a year and a half to come out on VHS.
Yep. That I remember, dude, and because there was always, this is one of those dead and bygone. Hey, there he is, Avocado Gaming in the house. It's one of those things that we lost without being able to go to video stores anymore. Where like you'd walk in, you'd be like, "Oh snap, that's on video now."
Yeah,
because I saw that a year ago, and you're like, "Oh, gotta get it."
Gotta get it.
You know what I mean? But I think that I think in the rush to get everything digital, I think these clown studios that backed it all shot themselves in the foot, because I think, like you said, the minute that I have to make more informed decisions with my discretionary income, I'm not going to go see everything that I might have seen 5 years ago. I might not even go see half of those things. Yeah. Especially if I don't have an incentive to go. Like, what's my incentive to go? Like when I saw Black Phone the other day, I'm in a theater. It cost me $18 or something, like with the fees on Fandango, right? My popcorn was $10. My soda was $10. And I almost had to punch the kid that wouldn't shut up like 17 times at 3:00. It was 3 damn o'clock movie, not 9 o'clock, not unruly adults drinking it, boozing it up before they go. No, like 3:00.
We went to like we went to like the 1:15 show of Black Phone, and we had the same thing. Like another couple in front of us was like, turn around, like, can y'all please be quiet?
Right.
Like right in front of us.
And I'm not trying to either A, get stabbed, or B, have to shoot someone at a movie, because it would be terrible.
Be shot because
shot or be shot. But
there's that 6-year-old guy who shot the 44-year-old because he took a phone call in the movie theater. He got up and shot him twice in the chest, and then sat back down to enjoy the movie.
That dude had problems long before he shot that dude in the chest twice. That's what I mean, man. It's like, what's my incentive to go to a movie to see something potentially mid? Like, I get it. They had us for years being able to be like, all right, I'll go see fucking Multiverse of Madness. Okay, I'll go. Like, I think people are over that now for movies in general, because like you said, they just know, dude, that shit's gonna be on HBO Max in like 32 days. Like Superman went from theater to HBO Max, I think, in 34 days. It was crazy. Dude, Pape, you have no idea, man. And I live in a nice suburban area. It's just crazy. And but I'm just not trying to run the risk.
Need to turn off your chat and
it's corner man. All right, I'm going full screen. Don't miss Pape or anybody else. Going full screen right now. I'm trying to put the Oracle out of a job. All right, here we go. I'm full screen. But yeah, dude, see, now I got glare on my monitor and shit. Now I got to go full screen and cut the brightness and shit. You guys are a pain in my ass.
You don't have to go full screen. There's a little button right here that just kind of closes it all.
Is there?
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. There it goes. All right, cool. Anyway, Yeah, no, they're not so rough, and it's just people just rude in general, man. You know how it is. New Englanders are rough. Massachusetts is rough. Fact. For
And
bad
I think
manners. That's just how
I
it
think
is.
a lot of these streaming services now are shooting themselves in the foot. Woohoo! Huzzah!
Huzzah! I had no beverage.
Okay.
Redo. Huzzah!
So
I'm
I think a
fine
lot
with
of these
that.
streaming services, by creating their own and hoping for that subscription money, is shooting themselves in the foot. Because remember, when Netflix first started doing the streaming thing, they were buying the rights, and like they had to renew those rights. So they kept paying them like $1 million for 2 years. Oh, here's another $1 million for 2 years. I think they would make more money doing that, selling rights to like 1 or 2 or 3, like Amazon, Tubi, and Netflix. Have those 3, and they buy the rights to everything. Now the studios are making much more money than they are with their subscriptions, because they have to keep raising the subscription because they're not making the money. If it was the other way around and flipped it, they would still be making their money as a studio, and then it would be those 4 who would have all the subscriptions, so they would be making their money too. So instead of spreading out and have to choose which subscription base you're going to get, you're making everybody happy, and everybody is making money here. So they're just dumb by creating their own streaming service, thinking, oh, I'm going to put this one out of business.
I'm be MGM Plus. Yeah, dude, exactly. That's exactly, you're exactly right, man. I heard somebody else say it a couple of years ago, like during the dawn of streaming, like the dawn of the streaming arms race, not Netflix. I mean, like when Disney Plus showed up at the beginning of COVID, somebody said, I can see everybody trying to do this, but then it ends up going to be like package deals for sure, like how cable had to go. We're like, this one's going to partner with this one, and it's going to be like streaming now or whatever you want to call the package. But it's going to be 3 of those 6 things you used to have, and then that's the one you carry for $40 a month combined. And then you don't have 8 of them a piece for 20 a piece, which doesn't work. Yeah. Dave says, no doubt King, I dumped HBO 5 minutes after they said they wanted $2. Dude, I've done that to Disney Plus 6 or 7 times. I've done that to Paramount twice, and then I tend to re-up them as things come up that we want to review. Like I think the only one I've carried nonstop has been Buttflix.
There's a reason why I still have an old phone, and that's because for me to upgrade, I have to change my plan. And for me to change my plan, I lose the Disney bundle that's included in my plan. So I am not changing my plan, because that way I don't have to pay for the Disney bundle.
And that's the other ass chapter about Disney and them being able to report numbers, is they get to count you as a subscriber, which I think is trash.
Even
like
though
you were bundled into a phone deal. Exactly. Like, now tell us how many people voluntarily signed up for Disney Plus. Disney, come on.
Yeah.
$10 to add them to cable, 20 to yeah, dude, saying. And the bullshit is they sneak by ads on your ad-free shit anyway. They legitimately do this. YouTube does the same damn thing. Ad-free my ass. Don't sue me, YouTube. But yeah, dude, we're gonna rope that back into to horror, and we'll wrap up that topic.
Yeah, I just dropped Hulu ad free because it went from $5 to $18.
That's crazy. They did a $13 increase. Are you kidding?
Yeah, and then we just dropped HBO as well, just because it's $16 a month, and we're not really watching it right now because there's nothing really on it that we're watching.
Pick it up when there's something. All right, dude. HBO is when Penguin comes back, let me know. You know what I mean? Like when something like that comes back, let me know.
Yeah.
Like when Potter comes out, like jump on that. We'll take a peek. But yeah, the month-to-month thing, people, it adds up. It adds up too quick for a lot of people, like you said, when they're already having to like make decisions elsewhere. An easy one to make is streaming services I don't watch.
And here's a little tip for all of our viewers out there. If you cancel this month, you'll be eligible for all the Black Friday deals for it's like $2.99 for the next 6 months starting next month. So go ahead and cancel a couple of them and save some money. There's your tip of the week.
We're not a financial channel, not offering financial advice. Anyway,
yes, this is for entertainment purposes only.
And some of those alternatives involve black flags and skull logos. Facts. Ahoy. Anyway, yeah, I'll say this about horror, and then we can move on. Horror persists as a genre the same way as action movies or war movies or whichever. There's a thirst for that kind of content. There always will be. They're built on archetypal elements of storytelling and character design, so I don't think they're ever going away on whole. And I think that as long as the whole ROI principle is still dominated by horror, which it is, more so than like any other thing I can think of,
Yeah, it's so easy
It'll always
to
be there.
shoot a horror film because it's limited locations, limited cast.
You know, but there's also there's a certain romanticism involved too in if you, I would think so anyway, of being like an independent filmmaker, like two guys that are just wanted to make a movie, something like the Blair Witch Project. Everybody wants to do the next Blair Witch Project or Paranormal Activity or things like Saw to a bigger degree, although that had studio backing after Lee Wanell showed them like the sizzle reel of like the dirty bathroom scene or whatever. But Paranormal Activity and Blair Witch, they made those movies for like $11 and an Arby's coupon, and they're still two of the three most profitable movies in history. You know what I mean? Because the ROI principle is fucking stacked. So there's got to do somewhere out there in the world is some 23-year-old pothead who has a treatment in his desk because he printed it because his grandfather showed him how to use a printer, right? Because he only knows how to use digital. And like he's just waiting to get that in front of somebody, and then we'll get the next thing. I want that next thing. Like I don't think, to answer my own question, I don't think I want more legacy sequels. I don't want another Jamie Lee Curtis to come back to a Halloween franchise. Like I don't want Heather Langenkamp to come back to Nightmare on Elm Street. Like she's 63. She works like with her husband on like movie effects projects and shit like that. Leave her. Like let's move on from those things. You know, like I don't need that back. I think we've closed the loops on that. Like we're doing it to Nev Campbell now because they had to let go of the cast 5 and 6.
Yeah, it's time for her she's hit that age where they do that. Like Nancy came back in A New Nightmare.
50. Right. She was a little younger when they did that though. But the principle's sound, yeah. You know, Nev Campbell's got to be early 50s. She's a few years older than we are. They had to drop Jenna Ortega. Well, Jenna Ortega didn't drop. The other one dropped, and then Jenna followed her after some Free Palestine nonsense on Twitter. So they were like, oh, what didn't we do? Oh, we didn't give Nev Campbell enough money to come back for 6. Like we were going to. Guess what we got to do now? Give her more money to come back for 7. And then that'll probably wrap that up.
Yeah, because I mean, didn't they kill off Courtney Cox in the last one?
She survived. It was Dewey.
Oh, she did survive.
It was Dewey.
I know they knocked Dewey off because, Jenna Ortega picked him up with a knife, one-handed.
No, 2. And then she got him in the back. She got a double gut. It was asinine. Ridiculous. Shit movie.
Not many people want to work with David Arquette anymore anyways, so they had to kill him off.
Yeah, I liked him. I like that character anyway. I don't know him as a human being, so I can't comment. But
I don't know why they don't want to work with him. They just don't want to work with him.
He's past his age. Again, aged out past his prime. He's not quite probably as, if you thought he was good looking, maybe that was the thing back in the 90s or the 2000s. Like he's aging out of those kind of things.
I think it's more of the niche that he filled. He doesn't fill that niche anymore because he's too old.
Yeah. Like nerdy, awkward, older brother guy. Yeah, I could see that.
He's just coming into his own.
Right.
Because remember, Dewey was like the new guy on the.
This new guy in the Force, and he was everybody's older brother through Tatum in Scream, right? He was he had already been out of school 3 years and was on the Force, but he hasn't. As I'm saying, he hasn't aged into like Josh Brolin status.
Yeah,
or
no,
like that. Like he's not Robert Redford.
He's not ready for that later role comeback yet.
Right, exactly. So all right, that's our big horror discussion.
Everyone makes that comeback though. That
late, for sure. You know who's on? Hartnett's on it right now. Josh Hartnett's on it right now.
Josh Hartnett,
he just had that serial killer thing come out a month ago. I heard it was a dumpster fire, but like at least he's getting roles. I got nothing against the guy. I hope he keeps working until he's 90.
Well, he left Hollywood on purpose because of all the pressure and everything that was.
Oh, did he?
For him to do stuff, and he kind of just left because it was against his beliefs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember we were talking Jim Caviezel with Count of Monte Cristo. I remember you were talking like he had done that. He had walked away after The Passion. Like he had walked away for a hot minute, but how he's getting now smaller roles and he's gearing into other projects like through Angel Studios, I think, because he was in Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom,
yeah. Pape says he should get together with Pauly Shore and Billy Baldwin, do a nerdy version. Dude, I'd do that. Dude, hell yeah. Dude, that's what I'm saying. But again, comedy is probably the most dangerous ROI prospect, though. You know how many comedies and things like streaming absolutely put mega comedies that like the three of us, or all the three of us, the millions of us watching right now, all have enjoyed over like the last 25 years. And millions, right? Exactly. Like what you're never theatrically gonna get another Hangover, Old School, Super Bad, like any of those Will Ferrell type movies that were good, not like the crappy ones like Bewitched, but you know what I mean, like the good ones. Talladega, All of Adam Sandler's stuff is going to be exclusively on streaming going forward, I would imagine. Like, you're not getting a banger comedy in the theater anymore where they're posting box office numbers like The Hangover made like 200 million opening weekend or something stupid. Old School's one of my favorites too. Old School saved my life. Believe that. Right? Those days are done because streaming, like King was saying, they have such a blanket on all kinds of like content that I don't need to go spend $40 to see a movie that might not be funny. It's a wrap. It's over. So you're not going to see that anymore. So the ROI on the Expendables, but with nerds, that's dangerous. I'd like it, but it's dangerous.
We've always joked about over here in the cyber doing an actual movie about hacking or cyber defense and like what that would entail. And like we had some jokes because I was in a unit called the Cyber Protection Brigade. And me and this guy were joking about when we pulled up, and it was like you start you hear like, all right, I'm going in. He's like, cover me. He's like, oh, make sure there's no one in the back door. Clear it. And then it was like them playing Call of Duty. And it's like, dude, we got to go to work. And they put their controllers down and then they walk in. And then it has like the slow-mo of them walking up to the door. And then one realizes he forgets his badge. So he has to turn around and walk back to the car.
Yep. Dude, I can see a version of that incorporates elements of like Office Space and how mundane shit like that actually would be day to day unless there's a crisis. I could see that.
Yeah.
But again, ROI, man. ROI. Like I'll catch that on Peacock. I'm not leaving the house. Dude, what was the last comedy you saw in theaters, dude? Can you even remember?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Dude, Hangover 2?
No, it's been before that. It was after that.
That's what I'm saying. That was mine. That's the last one I distinctly remember going to intentionally to see a comedy that I saw a trailer for. It was like, oh shit, I gotta go to see that. These dudes are hilarious. Part 1 was great. It's streaming. If I need a comedy, there's 9 streaming services got them. Dude,
there's something about Mary.
1999, 98. Good Lord. Been a minute, bro.
We quoted that one the other day. It was like, Brett Favre, what are you doing here? I'm in town to play the Dolphins, jackass.
Yeah, holy, that's been a hot minute. But I mean, look at me. I'm over here talking about Hangover and Old School like that wasn't yesterday. Like 20 years old now.
I wanted to go see the Naked Gun. I just didn't fit in my schedule. I still want to see the Naked Gun, the new one.
That's a great counter to me saying they weren't going to get theatricals. I'm appreciative that you remembered that one. Good point. Yep.
And then we have Anaconda coming out next month.
Yep, true. We'll see how they do. But I mean, they'll make them. But it's an ROI. Ooh, I don't know, man. I'm glad I'm not writing the check to get that off the ground. I'll tell you that. How much did we get in the loan? $9,000.
Yes. I love Steven Zahn. Steven Zahn is the greatest.
Dude, how long has it been since Saving fucking Silverman, dude? Like 30 years, man. It's been a minute. And that's some fun shit.
His greatest role, hands down, is That Thing You Do.
Yep. I can see that. Yeah, dude, Biggs. Like the American Pie series of things. Not like all the crappy side
sequels.
Movies they can buy and all the other shit. I mean, like that. The sequels are all right. I've come around on the sequels. For a long time, I did not like Wedding, and I did not like Reunion. I like them both now. I actually do. Because they're better than what we get now. Because they're still crude. They're still off color. They still rip on everything you can think of. Dude was a player. That's right. Lenny was messing around except for when he was messing around.
Yeah, they're supposed to be doing another Super Troopers. They just finished wrapping on a new.
I heard about that. Dude, I don't remember anything about 2. Nothing.
The second one was pretty bad. It was like part of Vermont became Canada.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't see that because I honestly don't remember.
And the Ramrod guy, he came in and he ordered a liter of cola, and he was like, "You can order a liter of cola."
Legacy joke. I do remember that, so I did see it. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, the rest of it was pretty memorable. The first one was hilarious.
You boys been to Mexico? Dude, I love that.
You know not to mess with my boys when they're all hopped up on maple syrup.
They're chugging maple syrup, dude. Like that's what I mean. Like Who commits that joke to paper and then gets money to make the movie based on that
What
paper?
actor commits to chugging maple syrup?
Fucking that guy, but I hope they had his insulin on hand, for like immediately after. Dude's gonna need 30 units Humalog, stat minimum. Shit, maybe some Lantus to cover before he goes in. But yeah, it's a dangerous movie making world out there where I think they're risk averse. There's lots because that's it for me. Yeah. Yeah. Love it. I had a coworker at my previous job that would quote Super Troopers endlessly. She was hilarious about that. And Meow was on her top of like if somebody said something in like a Zoom meeting that sounded close to that.
The guy they put over was Jim Gaffigan, which was the perfect person to play off of that.
Yeah.
Like, did you just say Meow?
Oh, nimbly pimbly jumping tree to tree. No, he's good shit. That was good stuff. But yeah, what drives me crazy. I got one more thing on the horror thing, and then we got to move on. Right? People all the time in comment sections, right? I'm sure you've seen this. You're online, YouTube, other places. People talking about there's no new scripts out there. Where are all the new scripts? And I'm like, bro, there's 10,000 new spec scripts. Like somebody's typing the end every day on a new spec script. And even if 90% of those were garbage, that means 10% of them. That means that one diamond in the rough, proverb right there, like it's out there. Like we have them. People submit things to contests and agents and pitch fests all the time. It's studio risk aversion and unfortunately audience behavior that dictates what gets made, what doesn't made. And every time one of these remakes or one of these legacy sequels comes out, they tend to clean up, which sucks because that means we get nothing new.
Yeah, it's not even what the audience dictates. It's what the risk they're willing to take. And right now, they are zero risk averse right now.
Because if literally these clowns made another Halloween movie that had Jamie Lee Curtis in it, reprising the role again, 90 million people will go see it. It'll make $115 million in the first 2 days or whatever. And they'll be like, see, we did the thing. Here we go. We're going to do more of the thing. Dude, we were just talking about COD pre-stream, Call of Duty. Quick, right? Until there's competition and people decide to spend money in different places, they're not motivated to do anything risky or new or innovate. And now this year with games like Arc Raiders and Battlefield 6 and a couple of other things, COD was like, it's a totally different game. We totally removed the skill-based matchmaking and other crap you guys have told us you didn't like for 10 years, but we insisted we weren't doing, but we had in there anyway. Like, no, now they're up against it. The movie studios need to be pushed to that spot.
No, they want the skill-based matchmaking in COD to work.
Yeah,
there's no reason why me with a 1 KD should be in with 7 streamers that have like a 35 KD. I'm like, I don't belong in this lobby. Why am I here?
You can have skill-based matchmaking work on a level that protects you from those guys. But the fact is, if your game is popular and has millions of players, the likelihood that you end up in that lobby more than once a night is slim to none. If you live in anywhere that has people playing the game. If you live in Mozambique, you're probably fucked. But you don't.
But yeah, we were me and my squad were playing, and it was like we're playing in casuals. Just to have some fun, and people get in there and you get some Johnny tryhards trying to make this place all sweaty and everything. It's like, dude, there's a reason why it's called casual.
Yeah, you need casual and you need ranked, and you do need a limited amount of aggregate. But see, I would even say team balance would be a more useful algorithm to build in than skill-based matchmaking, where like if you load 30 people into a game, you assess their 30 skill levels and you just divide based on the median. You know what I mean? And there it is. So if you've got a stack of 5 people that are all absolutely stone cold killers, yeah, they're going to curb stomp you that round to fucking lose and get into the next game. You probably won't bump into it again, but this isn't a video game stream. So we're going to move on. I said my piece on Battlefield.
Well, I mean,
go check it out.
Our a nerd culture stream, so
this is true.
A little bit.
So we were playing Battlefield 6 yesterday, and we did get stomped 3 out of the 4 games, and I haven't had that much fun playing Battlefield in a year. That's all I'm saying.
I had some good kills as the gunner and the Apache.
Yeah. You did all right there, dude. My brother was holding it down. Yeah, the light infantry vehicle, which was solid.
Until they took every hard point, and then we were just literally
they max capped us into into an early bedtime. But I want to do trailers at least. I want to do Welcome to Derry, and I think what else do we have?
Oh, we have the funny one at the end.
You do the funny one now?
We do the funny one now.
Give me the funny one, because this was a Facebook meme, right?
Yeah, this was a Facebook meme,
right,
and I think it was like just a general question in one of the things.
But it had it had the one funny picture that was like, oh yeah, we should save that.
And then I had my funny comment on there.
Yeah.
So this one is, if Cujo died, and they had to replace the dog in Cujo, but it can't be a Saint Bernard, what type of dog do you replace Cujo with?
Now, if I remember the graphic that I saw, they had a Cocker Spaniel up in that piece, which I thought was the funniest shit, like Lady and the Tramp, as Cujo. And I'm like, I thought about this for a day and a half, dude. I don't think I could come up with a funnier dog than that, other than some other small. It's just got to be a small breed. Like,
I put Corgi.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's got to be it's a fat little dog. It's got to be something obnoxiously cute.
There was so many
what else can
like
you do?
the obvious ones, like the German Shepherd or the Doberman Pinscher or the Rottweiler. But I'm like, no, let's have some fun with this. Let's make a killer dog, one that you don't suspect.
Let's see. Oracle says Chihuahua. Well, let's say it's going to be a small dog. They're a pocket.
Yeah,
purse.
and they got
dog,
a Yorkie.
Yorkie. That's what I mean. See, I'm not a dog. I have a dog, but I'm not like a dog expert, so I don't know all like the breed names. I know Corgi. I know Yorkie. Dude, what's the wiener dog? The Dachshund.
Dotson.
Dotson. We got Dotson here. Like, no. That's kind of funny, just because they got them little legs. They kind of do the waddle run because they're 4 feet long.
But the thing with the Yorkie is that a Yorkie is very emotionally dependent. Like, if you ignore your Yorkie for like 2 days, it will go in a corner and die. Its heart will stop.
Dude, why would you ignore your dog for 2 days to find that out, though? What kind of sick shit is this? This is supposed to be a lighthearted semi-family. I mean, I swear every 5 seconds, so it's not like family friendly. I guess I got to take that back. Dude, what kind of asshole figured that out?
I don't know. Same person who realized you should eat the egg that comes out of the chicken's butt.
I mean, that might have been an accident. Maybe it fell out near a fire and popped and boom, omelet. I don't know. I often wonder about that. Who first figured out they could eat that mushroom?
Yeah,
I think about that a lot. That's weird.
He ate mushroom. He died. We tried this one.
Derek ate that one, didn't make it. But Steve-O's still here. He ate those other 3. He ate the red berry instead of the green one. He's okay.
He's okay.
Dude, it's gotta be a small breed, or it's gotta be. Is there another like domestic pet that just fits? Like, you can't make Cujo with a cat. It just doesn't work.
But what about a ferret?
As long as you get the guy from Billy Madison that does the weird ferret laugh voice when he's impersonating the other guy at the beginning, like when he's impersonating Carl. If you can make a good laugh ferret sound, ferrets could work. You'd have to dub that in there, because ferrets kind of gross looking, kind of, and they got rabies and shit sometimes. I don't know. I'd like a small dog. I think the Oracle saying Chihuahua was like right on the money. So if it's not going to be like Cocker Spaniel, like Lady and the Tramp, like pretty dog, well groomed kind of thing that just gets absolutely rabid. Poodle. Yeah, there you go. It's another one.
See, a poodle is a hunting dog. A lot of people don't know that. A poodle is actually a hunting dog.
Get out of here. You're
yes.
Chain.
It is a French hunting dog back in the day. And the haircut that they have where it has like the puff on like all the joints and everything.
That's not a real thing, dude. That's a Disney cartoon thing.
No.
That's not a real
poodles were actually
official fact check request from the boss. We need to know if poodles are hunting dogs.
And those haircuts were actually functional because it kept its joints warm when it was out there in like the mud and the muck.
I can see that. Okay, all right. The official request is in. Let's see what we'll go to the tape when she's done. But
after further review,
ruling on the field is overturned. Poodles are in fact show dogs.
Oh, they are now.
That's what I'm saying. That's my frame of reference from now. Is that the fucking show dogs? But I think any purebred, thoroughbred, they're originally bred to be hunting dogs. After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Poodles were hunting dogs. First down, King Z. We are going to take 2 minutes off the clock, though, because that was stupid. If you remake Cujo, do it on a river, use a river otter, cute, cuddly. I mean, there you go. If we're using any animal that shows up, definitely. But I mean, I don't know.
What about the otter beaver combination? Like they're tag teaming.
Isn't that like a honey badger or some shit?
Ooh, a honey badger. Honey badger don't care.
But see, he don't play. But see, they're already ornery by nature.
Yeah.
The medulla oblongata situation they got going on.
So theirs is really small.
They're all angry because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. But that's a different animal. I think that was alligators, if I remember my sources.
Yep, that was alligators.
It was alligators, right? Yeah. So see, do we need, like, in all seriousness, do we need another Cujo? Like, does the world need a remake of that? Because it's been what, 50 years since that came out in 1970 or whatever. That's
we don't.
old movie, dude.
We really don't.
You see, I don't think I need another Cujo, but I could take that story and get another take on that being trapped in like the isolated location by what should be a familiar domestic animal, and it would have, obviously have to be a dog. It couldn't be like a cat's just not intimidating. You're not allowed to have panthers up in this bitch, so I don't see how that would be intimidating. But like hunting cabin stalked by a mountain lion or a cougar or some shit, you got no guns, terrifying shit. Stalked by a pack of wolves, terrifying shit.
All you have to remember is you don't have to run fast. You just have to run faster than Carl.
Yeah, that's right. No, we don't. But if you do it with a cane corso. What is a cane corso?
I do not know.
Pape always knows some shit. Every week he shows up here and it's got some shit I don't know about.
So speaking of remakes, if we're going to remake animal movies, moving on from Cujo, how would you redo the birds?
Dude, you can't. You can't. You know why? Because half of the charm of that now is looking at what they accomplished with like minimal technology to me. Because they've remade the birds. They did, because they did it's an Italian breed of Mastiff. Yeah. Do that.
Yeah. That's a big dog.
Big dog. Do that.
Big dog chase me.
Is that the all white one? Is that the all white breed? Or are they typically all gray or all white? No, the one Pape said, not Mastiffs in general, specifically that one. Because now that I've read that cane corso out loud, I remember we were walking our dogs up at the school like a couple months ago, and one of the neighbors out that way had a dog that looked like straight up like Ghost from Game of Thrones. And I looked over to Mrs. Wolf. Oh, Pape says no. Okay. But anyways, there was a dog that straight up looked like Ghost from Game of Thrones. And I'm like, what fucking kind of dog is that? And where can we get one?
Well, they rebreeded dire wolves and brought it back into our world. So
yeah, I know, but no one's going to give me a dire wolf. But I could go buy that white dog that looked like it weighed about 210
It was
pounds.
Probably a husky, tell you the truth. Dude, it looked like a wolf.
Dude, no, it was built, dude. I could identify a husky. Like, I'm a layperson, but I could identify a husky. This fucking thing was built. It was huge. But anyway, birds, they've remade a couple of those. Like, they had like bird flu epidemic on like Sci-Fi Channel years ago, and it always has the same shitty CGI. That's the problem with making something like the birds now. You know what I mean? It would lose all the charm of the photography skills that you had to have to make that kind of movie back then. And it would just it would look like Sharknado, but with fucking birds, dude. It would be terrible. Would you do it different?
Yes, I would do it different.
Fire away, dude. I figured that was the segment we were on. The How King Z would do it. My favorite segment.
Birds. It would where you go. And then eventually they cause you to get into an act. And we call it Oh Dear.
Okay. You can go that way. Okay. You took it in a different direction. I was hoping for a true to source and, serious take on the master's craft.
No, I actually had this idea while I was out delivering packages at 3 a.m. I saw a deer in the yard, and all it did was watch me as I delivered the package and watch me back to my car. And then it was like 3 stops later, there was another deer in the delivery's yard, the delivery house yard, and he just watched me. I'm like, what if it's the same deer? And then it just kept going. And then I saw like another deer later, and I'm like, what if it's the same deer?
All right, I got 2 takeaways from this idea. Number 1, you shouldn't be delivering packages at 3 a.m. Number 2, true. I'm going to need your address offline to send you the drug testing kit, because the official policy of the channel is you can't be high on the job. Can't do that.
Yeah, but I have an imagination.
I don't think that's an imagination scenario right there. You're deer paranoid. All right?
Have you ever hit a deer? Have you seen the deer in Michigan, man? Those hunt out cars.
Yeah.
Those are like size of little Buicks that you just run into and lose the front end of your car.
If you're lucky, right? Yeah, I'm good. I think you found the next slasher from the Deadly Deer. I'm gonna leave you to. There is already Bambi the Reckoning. Now the problem with Bambi the Reckoning is that it played nowhere here, anywhere. And I was pissed because I missed the 2 movies I'm pissed that I missed this year are both monster movies, right? I missed Bambi somehow. And that the shark movie, War Beast, that you told me came out in August. Oh, and the dinosaur movie. 3 of them.
Yeah, the dinosaur one.
I missed all fucking 3 of them. And I am not happy that I missed any of it because I had a feeling at least 2 of them would have been so bad they're good. And I missed them all. And I don't even think any of these 3 are available on like Blu-ray. Like, I can't even buy them. Like, they're just not available for purchase anywhere either, which sucks. Like, dude, just let me buy it.
So that's our fun topic of the day.
The Deadly Deer.
It's time to get into our trailer section of the night.
Let's do some trailers, yeah.
All right. Which one would you want to do first?
Let's do the one that's going to get us banned.
All right. We're going with the banned one first. This is the leaked trailer from Dude with the Phone at New York Comic-Con.
All credit to Dude with the Phone.
Yeah, Daredevil Born Again Season 2.
This could be epic.
You got Matt with Sharon.
Other people.
Yeah, Bullseye did it.
That Bullseye?
Yeah, Bullseye was getting the shake.
Sounds like it slaps. That was Karen, right?
Yeah.
Jessica Jones is a bit of a surprise. I don't think we were hearing that.
Sword or shovel?
Because at the end of season 1, he's captured, right? Is he in custody with Kingpin's
no
superhero task?
Bullseye escaped.
No, not Bullseye. Punisher. No, Punisher is captured.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, did we know Jessica Jones was tapped for this?
Yes. We've talked about it.
Did we?
Yeah, it was
how little I remember. Yeah.
So yeah, that is the trailer. You can see little hints, teaser trailer of what's going to happen. You see the fist boxing match. I think that's going to be a very bloody and gruesome match.
Someone's going to die in that ring. Someone's not walking out of that ring with their face.
I'm glad in season 1 they went back to like him having like abnormal strength for a human.
He needs it. Absolutely needs it. He used none of that ability in the Echo series for what it's worth. It was not the right Kingpin there. That show was terrible.
That was a variant. We're just chalked up to variant.
Yeah.
The fun of the multiverse.
It was a variant that was so bad that Marvel on Disney Plus had to create their own separate bracket called like Silver Studio or some shit.
Yeah.
And put that in there. It was dog shit. Moonlight or Silver Light or whatever the fuck they call it. It was terrible. That show was god awful. All right, so that was Daredevil. Dude, does this hype you for any more than you were before you saw it, or is it not enough to really make any kind of opinion?
I'm glad they didn't hit with the spoiler of the black suit, which we've already seen pictures of in the trailer. But when they hit the full real season 2 trailer, I surely hope that it ends with him in the black suit doing something really cool.
Yeah, I can see that
with his double D's.
Yep. Oh, yeah, his double D emblem. You can't even say double D chest. That wouldn't work either. Yeah, that could be weird. I hope they sit on at least one cameo. Like one up, like if they're gonna bring in
I hope there's one in there that we don't hear about, and then it surprises in the show.
Like do like a 5-second glance of like Tom Holland swinging by in like the Spidey suit just to do it. It's not Tom Holland.
Not a name, not just a name drop. Like actually see like a web or something of him.
Yeah, I think.
Or the one I'm really hoping for is the return of Luke Cage as well.
Yeah, that's the first one I was thinking. I mean, I don't need a full-on Defenders reunion because I didn't think that show was any good, and I didn't like their Iron Fist. But they've changed Iron Fist like 4 times, I think, in the comics since that show came out all those years ago. So maybe they picked the newer, younger one. I think it's an Asian girl now. That kind of fits their MO of like updating the roster. So maybe they do that, keep it interesting. But I also don't want it to be too overcrowded. You already have Punisher. I mean, that's a huge deal.
So you got Punisher, you got Daredevil, and you got Jessica Jones now.
Isn't who supposed to be back?
Yeah,
We'll let you answer that.
Yeah, we'll let you answer that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't need it to be too overcrowded. Like I don't need. That's the thing. I feel like all of their things. Maybe I don't know because he got a season 2 of his own show.
And the season 2, he ended up taking over the bad guy's role, and like they just left it at that.
Oh, I didn't finish season 2. All right.
But I liked the actor.
They're not going to go with that anyway. They're going to have
they cast for him. So I'm just looking forward to that.
True.
So
I just don't want it to be too bloated. Like not everything needs to be an Avengers team event, even if it's low level, like street level. Like that, there is a limit to the number of named heroes you should have in one of these projects because then it just scrapes them all too thin.
And I do know why they've already been greenlit for season 3.
Oh, all right, we were talking about that the other day.
It's the same reason why Andor was greenlit season 2. Why they were making season 1.
Front load the money.
No, they needed to finish. That's what they need to finish the story. They couldn't finish season 2 in season 2. So instead of making overblown hype, they let's just spread it out and we'll just do another season.
See, then I hope they hit the same way Andor hit because one of the things we enjoyed both about season 1, pretty much all the way through, and season 2, no wasted episodes. Even the episodes that kind of side quested a little bit to tell the story of how the Alliance was getting off the ground had a point.
Yeah, I think the only 2 episodes you didn't like were the first 2 because they had the flashbacks in them of season 1. Yeah.
Yep. I just didn't need anything involving the sister arc was just dead space to me.
But I think that was just a catalyst to get him to where he needed to be.
Yep. It's the pacing of those 2 hours of television compared to the rest of the rest of season 1 and 2. You could literally excise them like carcinoma and just move it out of there and I wouldn't care. And I could just pick it up from 3. Pape says, did they film it all at the same time so you don't have to wait 2 years, 3 years? No, they did not. You were getting the Game of Thrones treatment on this one, I'm afraid.
Yep.
That's a fact. So, all right, what's next?
All right, next will be let's do Send Help. This is a different role for Rachel McAdams. So I think it looks very interesting.
I think the armorist just mentioned this to me the other day as well. Oh, I am muted. Hold on. Oh, wait, you're muted. I'm muted. You're muted. I can't hear shit. There we go.
I'm going to be frank with you.
Be frank.
As long as I'm being...
I know that you are great with numbers, but I just don't think you got it. As an executive, I see no value in you. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, is she quirky, weird chick?
Merger coming up. Prove me wrong. Oh, Linda, before you go, I forgot to mention I've received a few complaints about you.
Complaints?
Noxious odors.
Oh, God.
She is the quirky, weird one.
Take your seats, you're a little bitch.
Whoa, this is that movie? Wait, is this Castaway, but like the chicks? Wilson!
Look who's joined the land of the living.
How long?
You been out? Day and a half?
Have you tried making a distress signal or a bigger fire?
I was busy
Get up off your
trying
ass.
to keep us
trying to do that?
alive.
But getting us out of here, that should be your focus, not being Susie Homemaker over here.
What did you just say to me?
Let's not forget, I'm your
She's gonna
boss.
misery his
You work
ass.
for me.
We're not in the office anymore, Bradley.
Oh boy.
No help is coming. You just have to accept that this is how things are now.
You can stand up in that picture though.
You ever hunt? I think I like it. You are stuck with an asshole boss. Just like I was. Although I'm betting I am a much nicer boss than you ever would have been. Except for maybe this part.
Yeah. Got half that leg off. What do we got going on?
I don't think we should ever leave.
That part with the laugh at the end, that's the one that just nails it home. I don't think we should ever leave.
So what you're saying is Rachel McAdams is flexing some range in this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, of course, it's directed by Sam Raimi.
Saw that.
If you don't know who Sam Raimi is, just go watch Evil Dead and you'll understand.
Yeah.
Or
Spider-Man, bunch of other Army of Darkness, all kinds of good shit.
Dude,
Dude, that's some creepy shit that went in a direction I did not think it was going to go because I knew nothing about it. I did not know. So it was Castaway on acid. And there was one other movie I was going to do. Oh, and with Misery. I think there's going to be some Misery in there. That's what I thought she was going with when his leg was all dinged up. I'm like, oh, he probably gonna have to lose that leg. But then he was standing there on the beach though, in that one brief scene. So I'm like, he must obviously recover.
I think the part that she's talked about, like the part where she's like, except for this part, I think she's cauterizing the wound after getting the infection out.
That's kind of what I was thinking there. But I was hoping maybe she would just snap and fucking torture him if he's been that kind of dickish boss. That's probably gonna come to that. Crossbred with Lord of the Flows. Yep, one of my favorites. Classic.
Lord of the Flows. Yeah.
And then I went dyslexic and thought he wrote Files. Lord of the Files. Yep, one of my favorites.
That one's on you. The Files.
Yep, I love the X-Flies. One of my favorite shows. That's a good one, and hopefully is that a horror movie to you, or is that just a straight up thriller? Because
psychological thriller.
Yes, I know you've got a great distinction that you carry between those two.
Yeah,
especially if they're working together, they're not working together. There's elements of horror, and thrillers have elements of horror in them all the time, or they can. But yeah,
I think something like that is more scary than having a masked man run around murdering people.
For sure, it somehow feels more real.
Yes,
there's nobody acting like a cartoonish horror movie character, even though she obviously has a mental breakdown and doesn't want to leave.
Yeah,
and that might have just been an ADR line. That might be that line that's not even in the movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That could be that.
That's trailer only dialogue.
Which is a fancy way of saying fraud, in my opinion. Fraud. But anyway, we got one more, right?
We got one more. This is the new Chris Pratt one. So
I need to see if this is a book, because I will eat this alive if it's a book.
I don't think it is.
Damn, I was hoping that would be this month's Project Hail Mary. I was hoping for it.
All right, so let's bring up Mercy.
Roll it. Hello, Chris. I want to play a game.
Detective Raven, I'm Judge Maddox, and this is the Mercy Capital Court, a judicial system powered by artificial intelligence.
Hold on, just wait.
I do know she was in
crime rate soaring,
The Greatest Showman.
voted for Mercy. By acting as judge, jury, and executioner, Mercy keeps our city safe.
I shouldn't be here. I helped create the Mercy program. I'm proud to have sent the first suspect for trial here, and I will continue to send more until the message is received.
Detective Raven, I know precisely who you are. You're before this court today charged with the murder of your wife.
Oh my God.
Your guilt must fall below the 92% threshold, or you will be executed in precisely 90 minutes.
Is that social media threshold gimmick.
I loved my wife.
But 92 doesn't seem like that hard to get below.
Detective Raven, the city's municipal cloud is at your disposal. Every camera, cell phone, and database. You must gather evidence to exonerate yourself. If you are innocent, prove it.
I need to find out.
Guilty until proven innocent is the legal standard.
And it all points right at you. You don't get the Mercy trial unless you're guilty.
I didn't hurt Mom, I swear to God. Show me everyone she had contact with. She was seeing someone. How's my guilt looking now?
It has risen to 98%. You just provided me with a strong motive of why you murdered her.
Good, wow. Thank you for that.
Why does the AI look smug?
Tell me what Nick was up to. She was stressed about work. She said some chemical went missing.
The estimated street value would be in excess of $16 million.
Do you honestly think that I killed my wife? Motive. Or were you just programmed wrong? I need to walk the scene. No, I have something here.
This is a terrorist's handbook.
Get out. Get out of there.
Maybe she can
Mr. Raven, you're running out of time.
That's what you gotta do. There's a bomb in that truck.
It's heading downtown.
This was never about my wife.
No, indeed.
This was about me and you.
Medic! Get me out of here!
See, that looks like the ADR scene in the movie because I don't think anybody thinks blowing up in this movie. I don't buy it. I don't buy the bomb. She's also in but is she in Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She's the mother. Isn't she the mom?
Yeah, she's the
looks like a riff on the Minority Report. The cover
Mother.
is white. But yeah, and at least the version of it is I remember that one.
Yeah, it's
Minority Report for sure, and I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's also either iRobot or was it what was the other one? GoldenEye or the one with Shia LaBeouf in it, which is pretty much iRobot, just modern.
I don't remember.
It was an AI that was supposed to pick out like terrorist targets, and then it realized because we made a decision to shoot when it only had 56% viability and it killed an innocent person, that it was turning against the U.S. government.
I don't remember. Eagle Eye,
yes.
Eagle Eye. Yeah, Minority Report, Eagle Eye, definitely. Speed at the end there for all the action stuff. It's an interesting premise. I'll give it. That's why I was wondering if it was a book that might actually flesh out some of like that world building with the whole. You have access to my cell phone footage, all of them, like the entire city, to be able to defend yourself. Okay, the burden of proof in this world is innocent until guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, as opposed to burden of proof on the convicted or the
on the defendant, right? So I mean that stuff's kind of interesting. I'd like to get in. I'd like to see some of that. And if they're trying to do that, wait, was my wife involved in a pharmaceutical theft? Was she seeing someone? But see, this ties nicely back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the show, right? This would have been the movie that in 2005, 2010, I'd go see this. I'd probably go see that if I had nothing to do. I'd go see that on Saturday. I'd go see that on Wednesday night or whatever. But I'm not seeing this for $40 fucking. I'm just not. Like the 10 streaming services I have are full of these movies of varying levels of quality. They're not all bad. They're not all Tubi student films. Like there's plenty of shit out there. Like Enemy of the State pops into mind. All the other kind of techno thrillers pop into mind.
Yeah.
You know,
Enemy of the State was actually a big blockbuster.
Yeah, but I mean, but that time frame of movies from like 95 to like 2010 are right over there. I don't have to leave. I don't have to go deal with all the crap we were talking about earlier to see that thing. And in fact, I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather read the book version of this just to see what it all gets into, you know?
But also that's why they made Movie Tuesday.
Right.
$5.
I mean, there's that
$5
movie. Yeah, I knew you were going with that. Now Subway's gonna sue us though, because we harmonized. Can't do that. What did you think of the trailer? Does this look too much like Minority Report, even though it only looks like that because it's tech? Minority Report was the system convicted you ahead of time of shit you didn't do.
Yeah, before you
haven't
did
done
it
yet.
You were convicted of
Possibly.
the future murder of your wife.
Right. Possibly. And we realized why there is a Minority Report. They all didn't think you did that shit.
Yeah.
You know, so this one here, if it comes down, I mean, I guess if this one comes down to it's a programming flaw, like he's going to try to expose to prove his innocence, like then I guess it's kind of like Minority Report. It's a non-infallible system given too much power over people. I mean, thematically, I guess it's similar, but I like the difference in what he's going to have to do.
Yeah.
Like he's been given resources to prove himself, and the other one, what's his face, goes on the run until he can do whatever, like shoot the guy that built it or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm looking to see what this can play out, and I'm actually excited about going to go see this one. But we won't have to worry about that till March of next year. So,
well, hopefully this one scratches that kind of sci-fi thriller itch for you that Mickey 17 didn't.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because I see this. Is there an outside chance this goes that way? Like depending on when this, like it depends on. I would say it depends on when this movie was made. If this movie's been sitting on the shelf for 2 years, 3 years, and it was made post 2019-ish, 2019, 2021, maybe it is.
Yeah,
leftover sludge, but hopefully not.
But But it has Chris Pratt in it, which I think would
true.
changes a little bit of it.
Yeah. I should have thought of that. Good call. Good call, dude. All right. What else do we have? Because we're a little bit over.
A little bit over. The last thing we had is the Welcome to Derry, which starts next Monday.
Yep. Remind me which streaming service that is on. Is that Peacock?
HBO Max.
Max, that's right. Max. Cool. So I think we had planned to watch and then build a segment in FrostCast ongoing to that when we can.
Probably because it's a Monday release, and we kind of to stay current with it. Wednesday would probably be the best, and
otherwise we'd be behind. Although next week you won't be available.
So I will not.
We may have to do a double. Maybe I talk about episode 1, and then we get your take on the pilot.
So what I might do, just to help out, is like I could watch episode 1 and send you a pre-recorded comment, and then you could play that during the show.
True. Yeah, I could roll with that. But what are your expectations for the show? We know it's prequel, right? It's Pennywise is in it. Like that's pretty much. I think they played the rest of the plot kind of close.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to see what they could do with it to actually tell the prequel. Because I mean, if you really look at it, it does dive into like when he shows up. Right. I think we're going to get more into the details of when he showed up. Well, I'm hoping it does different time hops, but it doesn't look that way.
It's grounded in the 50s. It looks like from what we saw in the
which that's when I think kids first started disappearing, was in the 50s, because a lot of his books cross over. And I was watching reading 11/22/63, and he goes through Derry, and they told him not to stay here. His kids are disappearing, like in that book talking about Derry. So
they mention weird stuff happening in that town in like the 1800s, like whatever what's his time period, like 84 years or 24, whatever the number is, the years between feeding. It's like Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah,
there's a time frame before the 50s, but I think when they were describing it in the movies, it was more like miners had gone missing, and then I think the creature figured out children were a better food source because of the higher fear content kind of thing. That I think he alludes to in like part 2. I think it evolved into the children thing, but this one looks like it's in the 50s. I'm good with them staying there. Like if they're going to do a time jump, I don't know necessarily that I need to go even further back into the past to get an entirely different set of sets that look like the town, but 70 years prior or something, like the 1880s or something. I think the 50s,
an old prospector town.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't need to hear anybody, they're trying to rustle up some gold to get the gold craze. Like, no, I don't need that. I don't need a panhandle for gold. Don't like that. I think they should just keep it kind of grounded. Like you said, maybe build out its origin. But dude, that book is wild. It's King coked out of his tree. I don't know how much of that stuff translates to the screen, man. I think they netted probably creature-wise everything they were going to get. So hopefully this just has some banger like powerhouse performances from some characters and enough B-plot stuff between who believes who, because it's not all kid focused either. There's like most of the cast are adults.
Yeah,
this isn't another group of like the Losers Club or anything.
No,
there's a bunch of grown-ups here. So hopefully there's enough interesting human drama there, like with the town being afraid to like let their kids out because it's the idyllic 50s. You know what I mean? It's when you're supposed to be safe outside. It's not the 80s or anything.
Yeah,
so
the 50s, you left your doors unlocked and you knew all your neighbors.
Right. You borrow milk and sugar and shit. And a lot in Derry. And nobody knew why. But I'm down. We're going to watch that for sure. I think
that's interesting. And I want to see how they do it. Once again, it's also an HBO show. Yep. So
and they've got a record for us. They're our go-to.
But let's start getting a wrap up. And to begin our wrap up, we're going to close out our poll for this week. And I got the results right here. All right. So with 50% of the vote coming in at number 1, it is Mr. Voorhees himself, Jason, the classic hockey mask. Can't miss it. Coming in at number 2 with 33% of the vote is Ghostface.
The modern. Interesting.
Very
interesting.
Rounding out the top 3, Michael Myers comes in with just 17% of the vote.
Michael Myers ahead of Freddy? Really?
Freddie pulled in 0% of the vote.
Chat, I am disappointed. I mean, I didn't vote for him, so maybe I should have, but I've always been a Jason guy. There's just something about that, and it's Kane Hodder's Jason too, which is the weirdest shit. Because his first appearance is in one of the crappiest movies. He's in he's in Carrie versus Jason. We'll check with the psychic powers. He did that one in Manhattan, and not Final Friday. Jason Goes to Hell, and like they're not the three best movies, but Kane does throw some bitches through some things, and that's intimidating to me. He does for Jason what Tyler Mane did for like the new Michael Myers stuff. Like you're just giant and imposing and scary, so he gets my vote.
Also has something else to add.
Here
we have our first sponsor.
Get out of here.
If you have a long form format and you want to turn into shorts and post it, this is the AI tool for you. Just scan the QR code there in the top, I'd say right-hand corner, and it is will give you a shot at Opus Clips. If you click on it, make sure you click that link, and if you're going to use it, and that kind of helps the channel out. So there it is, Opus Clips.
Look at that, Opus Clips, our first sponsor, and we actually do use Opus Clips a lot.
We do, and they have good quality, and it's an AI base. All you do is upload, tell it what type of content you want, how long you want it. You can even upload branding, and then just hit go, and then sit back, wait about half an hour, and you'll have anywhere from 10 to 40 shorts ready to go, cut of your content.
It's pretty slapping. Now, before we go, Pape just said that Halloween is clearly the best slasher series. Hard disagree. There are too many dead entries in that long ass franchise. You had 3, 5, Resurrection, both of Rob Zombie's movies. I don't know about best. It's they got some interesting shit in there. I don't know about best. At least with Jason, there's not 15 of them. And there's only probably 3 really bad ones. So I would do a hard disagree on that.
And if you were watching this on demand, go ahead and put a comment down there of who you would like out of those 4, or if you have someone completely different, like the Fisherman, go ahead and put him in the comments.
What is it with you and the Fisherman, dude? Like that you're making that into like a recurring alien, the big fan of the franchise joke. Because every single time we talk slashers, it's like, dude, do we have a hidden? Jason went to this one movie. Okay, one. He went one time.
And he just wanted his machete.
He just wanted his machete, as the professor astutely pointed out. It was pretty much a dumpster fire, but it did have the liquid nitrogen face breaking kill at the beginning, or when he got up to the station. So I mean, there's that. You got to balance that out somehow. But yeah, dude. What is with you and the Fisherman, man? It's kind of odd. It's getting kind of weird. All right, everybody. We appreciate you guys popping by for FrostCast 65. I will see you again next week ahead of Halloween solo Wolf show. King Z has the evening off. He's doing something somewhere with somebody. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, thanks for everybody being here. Thanks for participating in the poll. Dude, indeed. It's been a surprising season, Pape, hasn't it? It really has been. And yeah, we'll go play my music or do whatever you can do. Hopefully.
Now play my music.
There we go. There's the music.